Hey, what's up, Big Nation? This is David Labby with Big Man Fitness, and I'm coming to you today on April 26th, Wednesday, 2017. So, yesterday I talked about what I'm going to be doing for my training regimen, how I'm going to be integrating some more recovery days throughout the week because of the higher volumes, and I know that I need to prepare for that because you need recovery time. And I haven't, I'm going to admit, I haven't figured it out yet because I'm listening to my body and what it needs. There is a point of where you need to push past your threshold, and I've done that. I have definitely done my first threshold. But this experiment is not about getting to endurance. This is about seeing what a high level of exercise, an increased amount of exercise, plus the ketogenic diet can do for you. And I feel like I haven't screwed up big. I haven't screwed up, but I have definitely had some pitfalls, right? And that was due to my own, I wouldn't say misunderstanding. It was due to my lack of preparation and also I knew that I was going to have to adjust as needed throughout this course of the course of the 13 weeks because of everything that's going on with my body. When you're trying to do such dramatic changes, you have to tweak things. You have to, this isn't just a eat less, move more type of thing. This is me dealing with hormonal changes in my body and also dramatic physiological changes in my body across this time. I mean, dude, I'm in a 2XL and my gut's not hanging out. But, I can do 25 push-ups now that I'm 306. I can do 25 push-ups now without any problem. I was barely able to do 10 at the very beginning of this at 355. Also, knowing how everything was last year when I tried ketosis, I had some success, I fell off the bandwagon, I gained weight, I dropped weight, because over the course of the last year, I dropped 50 pounds in a year. But I fluctuated. Like I got all the way down to about 330 last time. 330, 320. I think 320 was my lowest, but I'm accounting more of that for water weight. This time, this is the lowest that I've been in a long time. And I got all the way down to 303. Again, water weight, 305. I dropped over, just about 51 pounds. So right now I'm staying at just about 50-pound weight loss, but my body's still changing. And I know that I'm still doing good, but I'm not doing great. And that was the point of this experience. One of the things that I really wanted to hone in on is that this is supposed to be a great experience. And over the last 3 weeks, including this week, so this is week 8. So week 6, 7, and 8, I have not been great. I've had great moments, but I've not had consistent greatness. And the point of this is, what can you do in 13 weeks if you really stuck to it, right? I'm not disappointed in myself. I'm not going to beat myself up over these 3 weeks because shit happens. Life happens. I've had a whole bunch of stuff that I've had to deal with, and I understand that. I mean, I'm talking about horrible things, and I'm not going to get into my family life right now, just some crazy things, and I say horrible as in emotional duress, and some really really crazy things have been going on, and I say that candidly because that's life. You have to account for these things. Just because how are you supposed to tell somebody that you love that you can't come pick them up because they're having an emotional upheaval because you have to eat you have to eat before 8 o'clock? Not viable in my book. Yes, try and stay as strict as possible, having contingencies in the contingency plans in this case. So I grabbed a bag of pork rinds and I munched on them on the way down, right? It wasn't ideal. It wasn't the best, you know. Sometimes I'm glad that I have leftovers in the fridge. The same thing happened the next day, and I ended up running out the door, and I just grabbed a Tupperware out of the fridge, threw it in the microwave as I was getting ready to leave, popped it in the car as I went down there, picked them up, and I ate while we were hanging out. Stuff happens, life happens, Getting prepared for all these things and it's teaching me. I'm learning in this 13-week process. And that was part of my goal, was to learn how to manage my time and how to manage my priorities as well in this experiment. 13 weeks, guys. I'm on week 8. I finish up on Saturday, of course. Today is Wednesday. I'm each time that I get something back in order, something else happens. But now I know so much from these past 7.5 weeks. From these past 7.5 weeks, I know so much more than what I did before, because I've gone through it. I'm experiencing it. And it hasn't been perfect. It just hasn't been perfect. But I'm doing better. I'm doing better each day. And I'm still seeing progress. Even though it's not perfect, I'm still seeing progress. Right now, I can do 20 to 25 reps of every single exercise that I have without problem. To failure, it's about 25 now, depending on fatigue and everything else. But that's why I need to have these recovery times, right? And also to split things up. Because you're having such a high volume, just pounding at your body, just hammering at your body, you can do a lot of damage. And that's the one thing that I'm trying to avoid, is risk of injury. When you injure yourself, you screw yourself up and you screw yourself over completely for a duration of time. And this isn't just about I didn't drink my lemon water in 2 hours. This is you hurt your back, you hurt a joint, you end up pulling a muscle, you're done working that area out. There's still other things that you can do, and also other things that you can do to help your recovery, quicker. Such as light cardio and everything, and not going crazy or anything like that with that muscle group, depending on what it was. But the last thing that I want is to pull a muscle and not allow enough time for my ligaments, for the sinews that attach my tendons to my bones. You need those tear also. Those are building up as well. You need to give it time to build back up. You tear it down, and you build it back up. I'm still getting used to the whole camera thing because when I'm talking to people, I move my hands. And you guys can't see me sliding my hands across the table and being all Italian-like. But there are multiple factors into everything in this, and it's a fine-tuned machine. And getting your plan together, and so I'm not scrapping everything. I'm adjusting as needed. So I'm going back today and tomorrow, looking at everything, because tomorrow's one of my rest days. Today I'm doing a split day. So a split day is when I'm going to be taking my full volume and then splitting it up throughout the day. So let's say when I finally get to day 70, day 86, 66, because I'm on day 50 something. Wow. I'm not prepared for the days, because the days just, the days elude you sometimes. 60, when I'm at 66, I'm going to be at 75 reps. So splitting it up, 25 reps one set of 25 reps for each set, right? And just, because it takes me like 10, 15 minutes to bust out, one full set of of all 10 exercises, which is technically 15 different moves. Because remember, I have both sides. So left arm, right arm, left oblique, right oblique, exercising the core. And the two back movements. I'm going to be taking split days where I allow myself time where I do one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one in the evening. And also I'm going to be still including one 5K a week where I run and walk a full 5K to train as training for my Samurai Sprint, which is coming up on June 3rd. I can't wait. It's down in Westport, Mass. It's going to be a bit of a drive for us, for me, but I believe I think my wife is going to go to that one. I told her, so I actually told her not to go to the 5K. I didn't force her or tell her anything, but she was like, "Do you want me to go?" And I was like, "No, honey." Like, she's not really into the whole fitness aspect. I've been researching this stuff for years. I've always been, of course you get excited and you get in and out of it, but this is like the most I've ever been really strict and really honed in on like everything that I've learned and everything that I've done. And she's not really into the whole fitness thing. And, waiting at the, around with a bunch of people that you don't know. Nobody was going to be with her. So I didn't want her alone by herself in a crowd, with nobody there. And, just waiting for me to finish, my 39-minute run. Actually, it was 37, sorry. It was 37 because of the timing and everything. So I had to correct myself. Because I started at 12:05 and ended at 12:42. So, yeah, when I got done, man, it was awesome and it was surreal, and I was glad when I came home. I finished up all my exercises. I was still running pretty high, and because of all the endorphins, and I was keeping my nutrition high. But you can't force people to want that. So I'm wondering if she wants to go to, considering it's my graduation day on June 3rd. I'm excited for that. Also really cool. I just signed up for a Boston event. I'm in Massachusetts, so I just signed up for a Boston event with Tony Robbins. It's the Wealth and Business Mastery Summit, and it's in Boston, Mass. I'm going. I'm super excited. If anybody's going to be going too, shoot me a comment. I'm super excited about this. I've followed Tony Robbins for many years now, and I've really just gotten into it in the past year. And now I'm just like, he's finally in Boston, he's finally in Massachusetts. I don't have to go to Florida or New York or anything like that and spend $3,000. So I'm really excited about it. But that's what I'm doing, is I'm taking today and tomorrow. I'm still completing everything, and I'm still keeping up with my diet, but I'm refocusing on what I need to do and figuring it out and knowing what's going, holding it in, and because I want to see that dramatic results. I want to prove to you guys that this works, that it's not easy. It's not easy, but sticking to it works. I'm still seeing results. I'm not dropping weight for these past 3 weeks, and I knew that. I knew it was going to come to stagnate at some point, and I knew that some of it was going to be due to my body having to acclimate, and meaning get used to things, and the other thing is me having to account for daily life. And man, I was right. Life slapped me in the face, guys, hardcore. But now I know better. And I now have ideas and understandings. I have understandings of what to do in these situations. When you're about to, you need to rush and you need to get out the door. it's good to have, something prepped in the fridge, some meat and some vegetables. Just have something prepped that'll last a few days. And I usually eat it as like a meal, like as a mid meal. So if you cook a couple of chicken breasts, and some veggies and keep it in the fridge, I mean, that stuff lasts for about a week, right? So if I have an emergency and I need to run out the door, right, I can throw it in, I can nuke it for, and yes, I know some of you guys like, oh, microwaving is bad. Granted, there is proof that it does change things, and, all that. I'm being as strict as I can, but I can't lose functionality, right? And there's such minor things that happen. I try and stay away from using the microwave when I can. I know I'm ranting and I change topics, but getting back to my whole being prepared, have snacks available. Like right now I'm not having nuts, but having like a couple of bags of nuts and having like a couple of bags of pork rinds on hand, so that way you can run out the door and still have something. Having bottled water available, so that way you're in and out in like 5 to 10 minutes. Having something that you can quickly just throw in the microwave, so that way it's ready for you, and you know what the macros are. It's already pre-measured. You don't have to worry about it. I mean, sometimes like now I'm cooking meat. I'm putting it in a Tupperware, and I'm putting raw spinach on top of it, right? Raw spinach, and some asparagus, spears, chopped up. And all you have to do is just microwave it. And as you microwave it, you take the meat out first, you microwave it for a minute, and microwave it for like 2 to 3 minutes, and the veggies will cook, right? And they'll steam themselves. And then you throw the meat back in, and you throw it in for like another minute or two, right? And the veggies will cook thoroughly then, and the meat will just warm up, right? Super easy. It doesn't have to be hard, and you're done in less than 5 minutes, and then you can get on your way and do what you need to do, instead of having to cook everything. Have something prepped. It makes your life so much easier. I'll take a swig of MCT oil, so that way I have some more fat and eat those. You can do whatever meat that you want, pork chop, steak, whatever, bacon. Having pre-cooked bacon in the house, really does help out. Let me tell you. I'm not saying buy pre-cooked bacon from the store, because I don't trust that stuff. I'm saying buy bacon and cook it. It's a lot better for you. I always buy uncured bacon, no sugar, no added carbs or anything like that. If it says pork, sea salt, water, you're good. That's the best that you can do, pretty much. Guys, I hope that this was a good video for you. I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything, for all the support and everything that you guys have given me. It's really helped support me and keep me on track. Some people just don't understand what I'm doing, and don't get me wrong, they're like super inspired, but having to explain myself 50 times a day gets monotonous sometimes, but I'm grateful for where I am and what I'm doing. So remember, guys, be informed, stay motivated. Oh, and live big. I know, I'm crazy. Bye, guys.